Morning, fellow zombies. Are we alive yet? Are we awake yet? Have we had our coffee yet? I had some stuff on my head. I don't like to dabble much into the economics and politics because they're one of the things that people usually get confused and conflicted. I know I do. It's confusing, conflicting, and why are we paying all these damn prices? And we're blaming the administration. Sometimes it has nothing to do with it. Who am I? I am the Weaver, John C. Roseman, California, the zombie out here. Barely alive, barely awake. It's 4:38 in the morning, West Coast time. It is Friday, the 21st of June, 2024. Plug. Thursday at 6 p.m. West Coast time, 9 p.m. West Coast time. CNN is going to have the only town debate we're going to see between two candidates for the presidency of the United States. I'm giving CNN a freebie on that one. But I hope you guys understand things are happening right now that's going to be scaring the living crap out of you more and more. We unleashed Frankenstein's, we have unleashed the Gothic horrors into 21st century technology and understanding that is going to be scaring the hell out of us. Not to mention the thinking that damn near got us into a global depression because of our own economic policies introduced not by Joe Biden but by Trump again. And he tried to have that be an economic boon for us, and it turned out to be a downfall. People who keep failing to look at history and understanding it, or at least trying to read about it and try to get a game plan of what's going on, well, we usually get screwed over anyway, so why am I not surprised about that? And I should not be surprised because Trump doesn't know his ass with a hot rock. A businessman should have had economic understanding, should have gone to college, gone to a lot of economic and accounting classes to figure things out, not to mention world history to understand how things work. I am in community college, but I am not a financial guru or an understanding wizard on these things. But as much as I'm trying to understand technology and how scary it is, and not to mention how expensive the world's becoming more and more, sometimes I feel like I have the urge and need to be Rip Van Winkle and just sleep everything else through and wake up and everything will be fine, unless something else happens, and then we're really screwed. I'll leave the electronics a little bit later. I just want to talk about economics, and then we'll talk about something I'm a little familiar with anyway. Uh, Meander and muddle around. Okay, so interesting cup. These things you get over at the coffee at gas stations all the time. People toss these damn things out left and right. $5 pop on these things, even with the coffee. Refills maybe about $3 or $4 if you're lucky, and you can fill it up with any kind of drink you want. Keep washing out the cup. It's reusable to a point. After that, they keep thinking that and saying that the leached chemicals out of these plastic things are dangerous and unhealthy for people. That's all right. Well, now we got to think of them as single use, but that's expensive as hell, isn't it? Especially for coffee dealers. Me, preferably, I would deal with porcelain. Fired porcelain. Those things are breakable, especially when you have enough of that mass hurling down to the Earth's gravity onto the surface of the planet, which is like from here down to the floor. And then you hear this crunch, breakage, scattering of pieces all over the place. Well, so much for porcelain. This you can dump on the ground and pick it back up again, wash it off. It's ready for usage, right? Unless, of course, you're going to squish the living crap out of it. Then plastic is no damn good. Can't repair plastic. It's gone. It's history. Porcelain, maybe, if the chunks are large enough. Crazy glue the damn thing, but then again, I wouldn't trust it after that. I ain't eating chemicals. There's a point. How much do you think these things are manufactured anyway? And how many of these things are manufactured? Now, are they manufactured here in the States or are they manufactured elsewhere? I wonder. And there's a reason why I say something about economics. There is a reason why I say these things are economics. It's a U.S. made product. Okay, I heard it. So, okay, so that's an economic product, isn't it? I mean, granted that we're dealing with the world of economics. We're dealing with imports. We are dealing with exports. We are dealing with things coming in and out of a country. Things we depend upon, eat upon, drink upon. Coffee. Whoever said coffee was an American product? I didn't. I never said so. I drink a lot of it, though. But I'm paying people across the globe for a drink. Seriously. We get coffee beans from different countries. So, Central South America and other different places that actually grow coffee beans because they have the temperate climates, theoretically. Well, we are screwing up our weather, aren't we? But I am paying at different places $5, $6, maybe $7 for the coffee, depending on which particular place. It doesn't charge me an arm and a leg for it. So I'm actually able to drink coffee. I'm trying to make sure this damn thing's level so it doesn't leak all over me. But it is tasty. Coffee crystals, processed, milled, reformulated into dried up coffee where you throw water into it, and it's supposed to come out nearly the same as it was when it was originally brewed. That's processing money right there. Yeah, I'm waiting for my stomach to ring the bell on a banana, an imported banana for breakfast. Dole has a lot of companies out there in the world. We can't grow bananas in the United States. We'll grow oranges. We can process Tang. We can't take care of bananas. There's the point I'm trying to make. You like your electronics. Logitech. Manufacturing places all over the world. Here it comes. Tariffs. Strange word, isn't it? But this was used a long time ago. It's also mentioned in the U.S. Constitution, if I'm not mistaken. Hang on a second. Used to be a fast typer. Was it ever mentioned? Well, somewhere. They say it's somewhere in the 16th Amendment. Well, I need to look at this. I'm going over to law.cornell.education, edu. And I am looking for, what am I looking for, the 14th or 16th? 14th, I think. Okay, cool. Abortion, slavery, primitive communities, abortion, privileges, it could, excuse me, 16. 16th Amendment. Okay. 16th Amendment. And I need to get the explanation for the 16th Amendment. I mentioned something about the income tax, didn't it? I need to get this read. I need to see the U.S. Constitution on this. I need information. We're talking about money coming into Congress. We're talking about money coming into well, into our country. We need money. Money, 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 money. If not, we can't do that, then we are messed up. So how about we check out the 16th Amendment, Constitution of the United States. Congress shall have power to lay and collect taxes on incomes from whatever source derived, without apportionment among several states, and without regard to any census or enumeration. Closest thing they got. But they never mentioned anything about the thing I was looking for, which is tariffs. But what is the tariff? Well, let's see. According to Wikipedia, tariffs have historically served a key role in the trade policies of the United States. Their purpose is to generate revenue for the federal government and to allow for import substitution, industrialization. In other words, industrialization of a nation by replacing imports with domestic product. By acting as a protective barrier around infant industries. Well, sounds good in theory and on paper. Practicality, we got ourselves screwed over sometimes. You guys ever hipped on the term of the Great Depression, right? How the economic downfalls were going crazy, and then around 1928, 29, 30, everything else went crash and burn. Somehow in that time period, we wanted to get the Americans not to pay as much taxes, and we would have the other guys pay more taxes for materials, and we would still have more of a boom, right? Wrong, because it screwed up our businesses, it screwed up our economy, and not to mention the world. How? I've been watching a few videos on YouTube trying to get myself up to speed. I heard about them, I just never tried to understand the concept of it. So let me put this into things we can understand. You like your banana? They're nice, they're juicy, they're delicious. They're expensive. Tariff on foreign goods. Try this one. We wanted to make sure that the foreign goods coming into our country are going to be more expensive because we want to rely on American-made products. We don't like to depend upon everybody else. The problem is, and I keep saying this, history, history, history. Every time we keep raising prices or tax revenues coming in, we pay more. Think of it this way. About 10 cents for a banana. Try paying 20 cents. You want several of them? That's going to be costing you a pretty penny. Especially if you're on food stamps. Keep it simple. Now, you like your coffee? Well, what kind of form did you want it? Did you want it with beans so you can grind the damn thing yourself? Did you want it ground yourself? Flavored? I mean, there's many ways of having coffee. But your drink, for about 5 cups, $5, maybe more than that over the Fast Trip or Arco, more. You're paying more. Try paying about $7 or $8 for this kind of size instead of about $5. Hasn't hit you yet? Look at your pocketbook. But foreign coming into the country that we depend upon. Even electronics. This will be about $20 somewhere. Even though it was cheap from a different country. But if we got tariffs on a specified country, and this is coming from a specified country, instead of paying about $20, we're paying about $40 for a piece of crap that we need for our computers. shirt on my back. This is going to scare the hell out of you. This is warning. The only time I'm going to be doing a strip thing going on. So, a shirt made in Honduras, and the shirt is being resold, or actually sold through a company out in Duluth, Washington. Actually, Georgia, as in the state of Georgia. But this is manufactured, and it's a 5XL. Actually, they understand 5XL in Honduras. I gotta get this thing back on again. Okay, we get these orders online. Cheap ass shirts from different places, left and right. If we don't have a tariff with them, or maybe we do have a tariff. Price like this for a shirt, if it's mass produced, we'll pay maybe about $3 or $4 or $5. If it's imprinted, they add charges to it because the imprinting of the shirt is done in states. They charge theirs. So basically, we're talking about a $20 shirt. It may cost about maybe $1 or $2 per shirt to charge. Here's the catch: we get to pay the difference. That's a tariff for you. How? Why? We're trying to raise revenue to increase our financial stability. In order to do that, we need to get it off of the back of somebody. Now, it was supposed to have been a good idea for it. Problem is, we're screwing around with the economy of both foreign and domestic. It's supposed to help out with the American people at this point, but we don't manufacture and we don't grow shirts. These things are processed in Honduras, Latin America. They're not. We also have other places for that manufacture our shoes. China. By the way, how's the price of your shoes going? Even if you're getting it from Walmart. Walmart. How's that one? Walmart will sell you cheap shit. But they do it in mass bulk. But they get their stuff from foreign countries who make it. Now, imagine having a tariff. We get to pay the difference because we want the shoe. We want that shoe. We want that specific shoe. It's cheap, so we pay the prices. Oh, prices are going up. Why? Tariff just got installed. So now it's pissing off the foreign competition out there. But it's supposed to help our competition? Have I actually seen a made in America shoe? If there is such a thing? It's supposed to help out with our supply over here. Okay, that's the stuff coming into the country. What about the stuff coming out of the country? Agriculture. We do soybeans. We do cotton. We do a few other goods. And we're dealing with stuff that's being tariff, being put under tariff. So they'll pay. But they won't pay. Why is that? Because the other countries are going, wait a second, you can't do this. You're charging too much for this. We can't pay that. Well, there goes our exporting to other countries because we want to get the money out of them for our goods. But we want their foreign goods, we have to pay more for it. And now we have to shop at different other countries to see whether or not we get the same prices, or maybe a lot lower, than we realize. And if we do, well, the countries that we have a tariff on are getting pissed off about it. Because now we just jacked around with their prices. We have forestalled on their economics. Honduras, if we actually had tariffs on these guys, we would say, look, we're going to shop around for cheaper places to get cheaper same item. So unless you lower down your prices, we're not going to do it. But we can't do it because we need the money coming from you guys. What gives? Well, let's talk about it. Part of our foreign policy that we have, as much as I'm trying to learn, trying to keep up to speed this early in the morning, is we depend upon trade policies and we use them as our way of handling things between countries. We deal good with them with economics. Both of us try to treat each other fairly enough that our industries on both sides aren't crashing and burning, thus trying to avoid any recession slash depression stuff that's happening that brings all of our economies crashing and burning. Get me? Which means if the economies are going screwy, I just paid $20 for a small cup like this. Wait a second. I was supposed to pay $5. Sorry, tariffs. And the other countries are fighting over the prices left and right. We have our supply and demand going screwy, which means we have more demand and less supply. Therefore, in economic voodoo, this is more expensive. $1 a banana? I kid you not. And a bidding war concerning about our financials, concerning about all the economic stuff we're going through right now. You complain about food prices going skyrocketing. In certain aspects, yeah, some of the companies out there in the United States, major ones in the agricultural, they are raising prices because they still want more money out of us. Now we're paying for it through that way, but not through tariffs, but through our own greedy companies anyway. But let's just say that the tariffs were having a global impact. Even they would get affected because the supply coming out of them, the chains, the supply that we have, we can't move to other countries because of their own economic insecurities. They can't afford to buy our stuff. Therefore, our prices and our inflation is going to go. It's the only thing I can actually say for it. We pay more for stuff, for exported, but more for the imported. Actually, for our own stuff. Why? Because we can't get the economy stabilized enough where the prices go down. Eggs. Consider the eggs. How much have we been paying for? Maybe $2 or $3 a dozen? Well, with the insecurities that we've been hearing from different things left and right, raised the egg prices. But actually, as I'm hearing it also from other sources, that the guys in charge of doing the eggs, well, they like the money. They want more out of it, a consumer. Even when we had a biological nightmare, they were still charging us an arm and a leg on that one. But if there was something legitimate trying to take out this, if there was something legitimate taking care of the supply, as in taking them out, then supply and demand situation, which means less product, more demand for it. Therefore, the ones who are supplying it get to charge more and more, so they can get compensated more and more, theoretically justly. But how does it help us with the tariff situation? We got an orange gas bag and wants more tariffs. Get rid of the income. Get rid of personal income. Get rid of income, period. Income taxes, I mean. Forgive me, I misspoke. Income taxes. Everybody would like that, right? But how do you pay for services? How do you pay for services? How do you pay for the things that we need the most running this country? Besides the food, manufactured goods, but we also need to keep up with the infrastructure. So we also need to keep up with services that we depend upon left and right. Without taxes, we're screwed on that one, aren't we? We keep saying it's socialism, communism. No, it's economics. But it's also needed economics. So you can't have roads without materials that you need to get and laborers in order to do the job. You need to pay the laborers. What are you going to do? Say it's for free? Doesn't work that way. If I'm a day laborer, no, I take that back. If I am part of a company and not part of government, and I am contracted to fix the road, I want money for it. Where's the money coming from? Well, the company's got to get the money. Okay, where are they going to get the contracts? Well, they get the contracts from the people who hired them. Okay, who's the people who hired them? The local government. Okay, now where's the local government getting the money from? The people. They pay me to fix the damn road. They want the road fixed? Pay me. If you're not going to pay me, I ain't doing services. Your road's stuck. Deal with it. I'm a fireman. I fight fires. I rescue people left and right. Pay me. I'm not altruistic. I'm not a volunteer. I belong to a city government. The city has to get money from other places, including taxes, including money coming out of your property and your sales tax to pay my salary in order for me to be properly trained to go out and fight your fire. I'm a police officer. You want law and order? Pay me. Comes out of your pocket for me to protect your ass. Simple. So, we're dealing with economics. In order for me to get a nice, delicious banana cheap enough, we have to have finagling between the countries at this point over here without enough stranglehold of a tariff, because that affects both of us. The companies that deal with the exporting and importing, especially our ag, they know they're going to get their bottom line hit like crazy. They're going to get their figures out of whack if we don't have stable enough economy going through our countries in order to have the product necessary at a price we can actually afford to get, which means just back to maybe 10 to 15 cents a piece of fruit instead of maybe $1, and me to enjoy a $5 or $6 cup of coffee. Coffee crystals, but still. Even coffee crystals cost money. So we have an orange gas bag saying no, because we want to save the American taxpayer. We want to save our government system. We want to make more money in the coffers. We're going to get it out of the people who are going to be paying it more and more on the street. You think we're having problems enough with the stores closing down on us left and right? You're talking about theft happening left and right? We're talking about chain reactions happening, both locally and nationally. We can't afford the stuff, we'll steal it. It's that simple. I can't afford to get a new pair of shoes. Either I go barefoot and have my feet sliced all the damn time, or else I'm going to get another pair of shoes, one way or another. I probably will try to find the cheapest pair of pieces of crap that'll last maybe about 2 days if necessary, but I'll find it. But I'll have to keep paying for it, and then the cost goes up, 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 up. Why? Because I'm buying more and more and more of it. More money out of my pocket here, just to get the cheapest pieces of crap. But then, in our country, we can't afford that, can we? We don't have the manufacturers for the nice cheap piece of crap of shoes or something to put on my feet, do we? And if we do, is the prices for them going to go rocketing, or did the company go under because they couldn't keep up with the lack of business? Think on that one. Smoot-Hawley. That's a name you hadn't heard of. But if you've been in Economics 101, or if you've actually been around people who are smart enough who've read that off to people, you'll be scratching your head. Who the hell is Smoot-Hawley? Well, this is what happened when you don't study your history. I will tell you. In round 2.